Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well out there. We're fast approaching spring. Winter's going to be done soon, I'm telling you. I'm happy about that. We got ourselves a music show here in our Newburyport studios. Very excited about this. Return guest today out of Gloucester, Massachusetts, the great Gary Backstrom.
Well, thank you.
Man walks down the street and says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle now? Rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I need a shot of redemption. Don't want it but cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. A bone digger, dogs in the moonlight, far away from my wealthy door. Mr. Beer Belly, get these months away from me, you know. I don't find this stuff amusing anymore. If you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost spell. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you can call me out. Man walks down the street, well, I got a short attention, short little span of attention. Rest of my nights are so long. Where's my wife and family? What if I die here? Will be my role model. Now that my role model's gone, gone. She ducked back down the alley with some roly-poly little back-faced girl. All along, there were incidents and accidents. There were hints and allegations. If you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost spell. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you can call me out, call me out. Man walks down the street in a strange world. Maybe it's the third world. Maybe it's his first time around. Doesn't know the language, has no currency. He is a foreign man, and he's surrounded by the sound of cattle in the marketplace. And he looks around, he sees angels in the architecture, spinning in infinity, and he says, hey, hallelujah, if you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you can call me out, call me out, na 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 my bodyguard. I can call you Betty. If you be my bodyguard. I can call you Betty.
Woo! Oh my goodness, Gary Backstrom. Welcome back to Newburyport, my friend.
Skip the flute solo.
That was unbelievable. If you don't get joy playing that song, right? My goodness.
That's fun.
It is.
I sometimes will end solo acoustic shows with that, and it's amazing how many people will get up and dance just to that because they know it, and I don't know, it's just got that constant sort of driving sort of rhythm going on.
Yeah, there's like an island feel to it, which is a lot of Paul Simon stuff. But we're going to talk a lot about Paul Simon today because Gary Backstrom, he's been on the show many times before. You know, he's got a lot of solo projects. He's got duos, band projects. He does the Frampton Comes Alive thing. But he's also got the Rhythm of the Saints, which is a Paul Simon tribute. And you get a big show at the Byfield Community for the Arts coming up Saturday, March 22nd. So right around the corner here. And so I don't think I've ever actually heard you play a Paul Simon song, which was a lovely experience there. That's great. You enjoy it?
I really do.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes because there's a lot of lyrics.
Yeah.
So as I'm sitting here, I was reviewing my lyrics on the way up, going, man, I hope I don't blow one of these songs because it's a lot to remember. And during the shows, I would usually have my phone on a clip.
I think Paul Simon has the teleprompter.
Right, in case I need it. So I might blow something. Don't be angry if I get something wrong. I sung the wrong words.
I've known that song since I was 10.
Yeah, because I don't have it here. But I like it because also there's so many styles. Like we do everything from the early 70s through mid to late 90s. Or maybe some stuff from the 2000s we also do, now that I think of it. And there's just a wide range of musical styles in there. So, and the other cool thing is as the show is going on and we're hitting the 4th, 5th song, I'm realizing, man, all these songs are just hits, all of them. And everyone knows them. Everyone there knows the words. They have some sort of meaning to their life.
Yep.
So some of them are super emotional. But we picked mostly upbeat ones. Yeah. And especially second set when we hit a lot of the stuff from Graceland.
Yes. Yeah.
And Rhythm of the Saints. There's sort of a 4 on the floor thing happening on the drums. Yeah. And it turns into like a dance party for 45 minutes. And
nice.
Or for the whole show, really. There's a lot of danceable music. But that second set has a ton of that.
All right. Yeah, it's Saturday night. People want to dance, apparently, right? So there you go.
It's a very upbeat show.
Awesome. Very cool. So we actually just saw Paul Simon on, what was that, the SNL anniversary thing there? With Sabrina Carpenter? Is that who it was?
I think so. He's touring now, so maybe that's good or maybe that's bad. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he's coming to the Wang, Box Center Wang, right?
In June. So that gives us a little leeway.
That's right. I saw that. Well, it's also his fault. He said he was done touring.
Yeah. I took his word for it.
He's never lied to me before. That's funny. But he's back. Well, it's good to see him still performing. I noticed, it's funny, even like with that song, right? You have such guitar chops that it does those songs give you some room to play around, which I know you can't help yourself. You love playing around with those songs, right?
I do. And you have to keep it, if it's just me, to keep it interesting. Yeah. To tell the truth, the show is not as guitar focused as most of the shows I do. There are 2 guitarists, me and Kevin Sylvia, it's most of the people in my normal Gary Backstrom band. Yep. Same people. But we add a percussionist from Cuba, and we have a saxophone player, John Vanderpool, who sometimes plays in my group. We have a great keyboard player. And I would say the music is way more focused on the songs themselves, the vocals, of course, and the rhythms, like the different. We can't do the show without percussion, and it just turns, like I said, into a dance fest at some point.
Are you singing all night, or you get some?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin sings a couple. Yeah, and I sing most of them. Yeah, yep.
So it's a busy night for you, as usual.
It's a very busy night, and I play a lot more acoustic in the show, which is fun. Yeah. As well as electric. But it's nice to have the variety of the keyboard player, Dave Ossoff, who's the original keyboard player in Jiggle the Handle. He was there before me. He's the keyboard player in the show, and he knows this stuff like better than anyone in the band. Really? He's like a Paul Simon fanatic. So he has all the right sounds. You know what I mean? He knows every little bit. And that's pretty darn cool.
Does the Gary Backstrom band too? I'll get back to the Paul Simon as we go, but the Gary Backstrom band, I imagine you start to book for summer stuff here too. You guys busy, looking like another busy spring and summer? Or?
I'm trying to book it up as much as possible. We're doing a double bill, Charlie Carrazzo and me. Both of our bands are going to be in Gloucester, June 13th. They're putting on shows at the American Legion.
Oh, cool.
There, so that should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Charlie actually booked the Rhythm of the Saints to play at the West Newbury concert series also in July.
Oh, nice.
We'll be there then.
That's outdoors on the grassy area there, right?
Yeah.
That'll be a fun venue for that.
Yep. And I got stuff booked out through in September. I'm still in the process of booking and try to fill in,
Yeah. I don't know if I ever asked you that. Are some of the Jiggle the Handle guys part of the Gary Backstrom band, or how?
No, they're not. No. They're because my drummer Greg moved to Texas.
Yeah.
Chris Q, the bass player, lives in North Carolina, and Michael Boggiato lives in Nebraska, percussion.
Yeah.
And
so you guys are no longer neighbors. This is funny.
No, Paul's close to me, and we hang once in a while. He is in the band Slightly Stupid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a big band.
It's really hard to get him out.
Yeah.
But we are starting to do this thing that I call Celebrating Jiggle.
Yep.
And it's the new band. We've learned a ton of Jiggle material, and we'll do a whole night of it. And if any of the band members happen to be around from Jiggle, I invite them.
Open invitation. Come on.
Yeah, like I think we're going to do it with Chris on bass sometime this summer.
Is it weird to hear your new Gary Backstrom band play Jiggle the Handle? Like, are there slight differences that, like, maybe only you would know?
Yeah, actually, I am so pleased at how the songs sound. Like the new band, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm tooting their horn.
Yeah.
The musicians in that band are so good. Like they're so good. They make everything sound incredible. And with Kit and Kevin on harmony vocals, actually everybody sings. So we often have 5-part harmonies happening.
Yeah.
Counterpoints. And so that's been really cool to have that.
That is cool.
And they do it justice. They really do.
That was you guys had such a great following too. I mean, that band made such an imprint. You just talk to people around here. Oh, that's Gary from Jiggle. Okay, yeah, I used to see them in places that don't even exist anymore. Before
I know.
So you get great stories like that. But you guys had made such an imprint that it's probably great. You guys should do like a reunion tour someday or something.
I think I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't know if I can get everyone to do it. Every once in a while we'll do it. Paul is, like I said, hard to pin down. Yeah. So we'll get Dave, or we'll take Chris from my current band, Chris. And have him do it, and just.
Well, that's fun, man. So it must be fun to look back at all those projects too, right?
It is. I think the best thing is, you know what the best thing is? We did a show, my band, in November, at the Magic Room in Norwood, and we started playing an old sort of Jiggle song, and you could see all the Jiggle people come down to the front.
Oh, wow.
Right? And I was like, whoa. And we're playing it. And then the lyrics are starting to hit me, and they have a totally different meaning to this particular song. Now, being this much older, people have died, people have come and gone, people have been born, all these things. Yeah. And I'm looking at the audience, and they're all singing the song, and we're all welling up. Like, I'm trying not to burst out crying while I'm singing, because that kind of thing is like a really, really big deal.
That's something, huh?
That has to do with audience members that have been there for forever.
Yeah. Well, that must make you feel great as a frontman. Those songs have meant a lot to people's lives, right?
Yeah. There's nothing like that. There's really nothing like that.
I can't even imagine that feeling. That's very cool. Again, Gary Backstrom joining us here in our Newburyport studios. We got ourselves a music show. Gary, with all that stuff we just talked about, also is touring behind the Rhythm of the Saints, which is a Paul Simon tribute. He's put together a great band for this. You can catch them at the Byfield Community Center for the Arts Saturday, March 22nd. So that's coming quickly. Should be a fun night.
It'll be spring.
It'll be spring.
Maybe.
Doesn't that feel good? We sit here on another winter week here in early March. I'm so sick of it, man. I opened up the show as you were about to play, and I had to take a jab at winter. I just can't. I'm so done.
No, it's been a real winter this year.
It really has.
Which will make spring feel really good.
Are you you're a Gloucester guy. You guys get some rough weather there. Are you a spring, summer guy or what?
I like it all. I really have to
Good for
admit,
you.
I do like snow.
Yeah.
But by this time of year, I'm like, oh, I just want to go to the beach.
I think that's me too, right? So I say I like the seasons, but I'm very picky about them. Like if I can have my winter snow, New Year's, that's fine. Even January is fine. My birthday's on the 18th of January. A little snow there is good. But February is a tough month for me.
It's hard.
It's a hard month.
Well, it's the same if you've had heat waves all summer, and then like
Yeah, but I like that. I can deal with the heat.
You're fine with that.
I'm fine with that. I'll hydrate. I'll jump in a lake. I'm good.
Right. We're lucky, right? Yeah. The ocean's like right here.
Ocean, sure. Whatever your pick.
When people ask me to go inland in the summer, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, we're spoiled around here.
Yeah.
Summer's too short, so you got to soak it up when it does come. But
yeah, and then you hope the water gets warm, and it's like, oh. But anyway.
Well, as we talk island and water vibe, should we jump into another
Sure.
Paul Simon one?
Sure. We'll do a slower one. This won't be as fun. No, it'll be fun. It'll be more emotionally evoking.
Sounds good. Gary Backstrom live at Drew's house.
I met my old lover on the street last night. She seemed so glad to see me. I just smiled. And we talked about some old times. Then we drank ourselves some beers. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy after all these years. I'm not the kind of man who tends to socialize. Seem to lean on old familiar ways. But I ain't no fool for love songs that whisper in my ear. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy after all these years. Tapped out, yawning, longing my life away. But I never worry. Why should I? Yeah, why should I? 'Cause it's all gonna fade. It's all gonna fade. I sit by my window and I watch the cars. Fear I'll do some damage one fine day. But I will not be convicted by a jury of my peers. Still crazy after all these years. Oh,
Gary Backstrom, nicely done. Live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive. The Rhythm of the Saints, the Paul Simon tribute, is coming to the Byfield Community Center for the Arts. Gary's leading that band. It is Saturday, March 22nd. That's why you're hearing Gary play all the Paul Simon stuff today.
What's he doing? Why is he playing on the Paul Simon?
Where's that other stuff he plays? I like the other stuff. Oh, man. That's so when you pick these artists, because you did Frampton Comes Alive, which I know is a fan favorite, so people love to go see that. You didn't. That's a tough one to take on sometimes. How do you pick these artists that are like, does it have to be an emotional connection to you? I imagine you can't just do it if you're like kind of a fan. You kind of got to be all in, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying not to pick anymore. I'm like, I don't want to do any more tributes. These are fun. So with the Frampton thing, I've always loved Peter Frampton, and I just thought, because I knew the album sold really well, that it would be sort of a no-brainer. I hate to say it, but the current market for original music is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to cover and tribute shows, and I thought, well, if I'm going to do one, I want it to be something, that I can really like, right?
Yeah.
Like to do. And so that one also is it's my same band. We just strip it down to a 4-piece.
Yep.
And the guys in the band just absolutely, again, they crush it. The reason the shows are so good is because I pick good bandmates.
Yeah.
It's not so much about
That's
me.
nice of you to say.
They're amazing. Everett, Peter, Chris, Kit, and Kevin. I mean, it's just, I'm so lucky. We played last night, all originals, at the Sanctuary in Maynard, and I'm on stage, and I'm just thinking, how did I get to play with these? Like, it just, it organically happened, but we get off stage and there's so much adrenaline like pumping. Anyway, I'm off subject. They're really great.
No, that's great. You can brag about your bandmates all you want.
They're so good.
I love that you still get joy out of it, actually, because it's, I'm sure you know people in your line of work that are just talented as hell, but have lost maybe the joy for playing online, whether it be the business or whatever, and that sucks to watch.
The business part can be very hard for everybody, including myself. The Paul Simon thing came about as a suggestion. So in Jiggle the Handle, at one point, we were playing the Berkshire Mountain Music Fest, and we thought, let's do something different. Let's do an album.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were going to do. We put feelers out there to people, like, what should we do? And then we picked Graceland, and we put this, like, smoke screen. Are we going to do, The Wall? Are we going to do... We had a few other ones. I mean, we might have put 5 up there, and Graceland was one of them.
Yeah.
But we didn't tell what we were going to do, and we picked that, and people had to guess. And this is early days of the internet. And so we faked people up by starting with a Fish song, and then halfway through it, switching right over to a Jiggle song, and then switching to a Pink Floyd song, and then switching to the first song in Rhythm of the Saints, and then playing the whole album. So it was like fake out. And it went really well. We did the whole album. And then a few years ago, my friend Dave Bruniak, who is an Oak Street Jam Band, really talented musician also, he said, why don't you do the Paul Simon thing? Like, just do a whole night of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great idea. So, because we started getting really influenced by his music and sort of writing in that style, and then, like, later Jiggle things, the world beat sort of sound.
Yep.
So it felt real natural and easy to do, and I figured people would love it.
It's funny how he's had an interesting career too, because he obviously the Simon and Garfunkel. I remember he went on tour, probably the last tour, if I had to think about it, 10 years ago, maybe longer. Simon and Garfunkel sold out Boston Garden, and
did they both play together?
It was in my lifetime. Yeah, it was maybe 10 years is not long ago enough, but they had a sold out tour, and it was like your last chance maybe to see them together. And I think it was. I don't think they ever did anything after that.
I don't think so either.
And then I remember, I was young. I must have been middle school or high school, but my dad and I went to see Paul Simon at BU, the Boston University. It was like the arena there. I don't know if it was the Gannis or the old one. I can't remember. I'm actually, whatever. But BU's like, I'm not sure how big that is, but it's not Boston Garden size. And he like struggled to sell it out, Paul Simon. It was a weird night. And I'm like, wait a minute. So if you put Paul Simon with Art Garfunkel, he can do 5 nights at the Garden.
It's all name recognition.
But Paul Simon can't sell out BU by himself. Like, that doesn't seem right. And I don't think. And now it seems like, I see him on SNL the other night, and now he's coming back and doing like a final tour. Maybe that's the thing. Is like when maybe don't know how long these guys are going to be around for forever. Maybe that's. But it seems like this is going to be one of the hottest tickets in town. And it's like the business thing for me is just like, wait a minute. So okay, it's very strange, his career.
I noticed that because so a lot of our show we model after the 1990 or 92 tour he did after Rhythm of the Saints came out.
Yep.
And there's like 11 people on stage.
Yeah.
You're not seeing that now. Like, I don't think there's 11 people on stage
Yeah.
when he plays. There is like 2 bass players, 3 or 4 guitar players, him, Steve Gadd on drum. I mean, there's so many percussion players.
Is he Gadd on drums for him?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I just like Clapton just announced a tour too. Saying Steve Gadd has played with Clapton in years
not.
before.
He's
So
probably playing with
well, maybe he could do both. I'm not sure if it's because the Paul Simon's a mini tour. I
Okay.
think so.
So I don't know. So that was huge. They were doing like they were playing really big places.
Yeah.
Like, really. And not Madison Square. Central Park, right?
Oh yeah.
But it's not the Central Park concert with Art Garfunkel. That's another one.
Yep.
It was just him, and as far as the eye can see, people,
Yeah.
And then I've seen like you said recently, like in the 2000s, where it was a smaller band,
Yep.
much different type of venue.
Yeah.
So the music business is really weird.
It's weird.
You think something's gonna last forever, and it does, but I don't know. You never know how things are going.
It's like a time and a place too, right? Like I saw, like there's a pretty big band around right now for the younger generation that's Head in the Heart. I think they're probably younger than me if I had to guess, but I'm a big fan of their band. I saw them at BU one day, and it was a tough venue for them. They didn't sell it out. The floor was like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience as a player, but there was like 10 rows deep on the floor, and then you got the rest of the hockey rink is open,
Yes.
which is kind of a weird environment when you only sell so many floor seats,
It's weird.
And I think it was weird for them too. So it was just a weird night. People didn't know whether to sit or stand for their music. And then I saw them years later at the Seaport on the water on a Saturday night, summer night, and everybody was singing and going crazy. And they must have just been like, "So this is what Boston is like." Okay,
Right.
It just depends on whatever the night and the venue and whatever the people.
Yep. You don't know. And the same thing with Frampton, right? Like Frampton before. He never stopped, but he was like, this might be my last tour. It was like 2019. And he played, what is it, Harbor Lights, right?
Yeah,
on the water.
that's where I saw that band, yeah.
Packed, slam packed, and just ridiculously good show.
Yeah.
But then as he's been coming around lately, it's like smaller places again. And I don't know. That probably happens to everybody at some point. It doesn't really happen on like Paul McCartney or who else.
Unless he chooses to play the New York City Club. Did you see that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, it's so cool, right?
I heard it cool. Robert De Niro was on one of those late night shows the other night, and they asked him, "You were at that little club with McCartney. How was that?" And he's like, "It was great." And he goes, "Were you a big Beatles fan?" And he goes, "Actually, no." He's like, "But I realize now, as however old De Niro is, as an older man, that I'm here, and that music was just a part of my life, and I didn't even know it. For like all those songs have just always been around. So I'm listening to all these songs that I grew up with, and I know, and they've been there, just always been there." And he's like, "I realized they meant a lot to me."
Yep. That's how it is with this show, actually. And as we'll play this Paul Simon show, and like again, every song is a hit, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, another hit, another hit, another hit, another. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And people are singing everything, and then they're dancing, and so there's like. You can feel emotions coming from people because these songs have been in their life for however long. And some of them, sometimes they're young people, and it's a different thing because they're just discovering it. But for people that have heard it forever, there's like a levity to it, right? And it's pretty intense.
Yeah. Well, I also think you played my mother's favorite song, "Still Crazy After All These Years." So you can check that box.
All right.
She'll be very happy. Again, Gary Backstrom in the house. Again, if people want to get tickets for this, where are you guys directing them?
Oh, dear. I know.
I know it's the Byfield Community for the Arts Center page as well. I know they sell them there.
I have a thing. Actually, go to their website.
Again, Byfield Community Center for the Arts. The Rhythm of the Saints.
I can tell you right now.
Is a Paul Simon tribute. Gary Backstrom leading the band. It is Saturday, March 22nd, and as you can even tell just from these songs here solo, it's going to be a fun night.
Tickets are www.byfield or Byfield What the heck is this? CAC.org.
It's their webpage. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Byfield Community Center.
get 'em
there.
now,
It's,
definitely.
which is a cool little place in this area.
It's
This is.
cool.
I know you've played it before with other bands. A nice little room.
It's great. It's not too small. It's not too big.
Yep.
It's just right. Easy to park. Just open the street or wherever.
It's designed where you can sit and have a good viewing area, but there's also a place to get up and dance, which is nice.
Great sound and lights too.
Oh, you guys love that.
Yes, definitely.
You gonna bring us home with one, Gary?
Yep, we'll do. So this one will be, I guess, considered a Simon and Garfunkel. But I'm going to do it in the style of the way we do it, which is sort of how he does it solo. So it's got a little bit more of that African sort of feel to it.
We always love you coming on, my man. We appreciate you.
And thank you for having me.
Gary Backstrom, go check him out. The Rhythm of the Saints, March 22nd, the Paul Simon Tribute. It is a Saturday night. Go have fun. Gary Backstrom bringing us home. See you, everybody.
See you then.
Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart, shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Cecilia, down on my knees, begging you please to come home, come on home. Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart, shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Cecilia, I'm down on my knees, begging you please to come home, come on home. Making love in that afternoon with Cecilia up in my bedroom. I got up to wash my face when I come back to bed. Someone's taking my place. When I come back to bed, someone's taking my place. Jubilation, she loves me again. Fall on the floor and I'm laughing. Jubilation, she loves me again. Fall on the floor and I'm laughing. Laugh about Cecilia. Laugh about Cecilia.